Thank you. I'm glad we did all that honking. Because speaking at 5 o'clock in the afternoon is not a good time to speak. You have heard 16 people today speaking to you, and I think your bums are very numb indeed. I'm here because 40 years ago I sat on the student council at Manchester University with Antonio Espinosa, and that thread has run very happily through my life and has brought me here to Paraguay today. And that makes me very happy because it's my second visit. Last time I came, I had a wonderful visit with leadership by Raul over there, who took us all the way through the Chaco to Bolivia and back through Argentina, and we had the most interesting time. I'm a non-executive director of a very big company in London called Sainsbury's. It's a food company, a supermarket, a retail company. So I'm going to talk to you about capitalism, big business, and what it can do for smaller communities. It's one of the top 100 companies in Britain. We provide 15% of the food brought in the United Kingdom. Now, why did I join this company? I started life as a teacher, and by a peculiar quirk of fate, I ended up working in news and current affairs on television for 30 years. I never meant to, but that's what happened. And looking back, I had a very interesting life with visiting rights in many different worlds. 18 months ago, I decided I wanted a change, and quite by chance, I was headhunted by Sainsbury's, who wanted me to join as a non-executive director. Somebody asked me yesterday, what is a non-executive director? Well, it's somebody who doesn't actually run the company, but you're chosen to be there on behalf of the shareholders to make sure that the company is run in a legal, above-board way, and that all the laws are followed, that the executives say that they will follow the paths that they've laid out for themselves, that the audit committee makes sure that the company accounts are properly audited. We have a lot of legal responsibilities, and we have a lot of personal legal responsibility and financial commitment to the company. I was very surprised because when I was at university, one of my friends had written over their door, "The rules are there to be broken." And I have slightly lived my life by that saying, and it has made life sometimes quite uncomfortable, because if you go about breaking other people's rules, then they don't thank you for it. So I was surprised to join the board of a very big company, and I thought about it for some time before I said yes. Now, of the 100 top companies in Britain, only 10% of the non-executive directors are women. This was a supermarket dealing with food. I had done the family shop for 25 years every week. I was very interested in healthy food. I was also very interested in sustainability and corporate responsibility. And when they asked me if I would be in charge of the board committee on corporate responsibility and sustainability, that tipped the balance, and I said yes. But as you can imagine, having been a journalist all my life, I was on a very steep learning curve. So I've had a fantastic amount to learn over the last 18 months. And being a very keen supporter of lifelong learning, I feel that that has kept my brain occupied and pushed the possibility of Alzheimer's disease and dementia slightly further into the distance. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. It's an absolute pleasure. I think your continent is marvelous, and I think you have a fantastic amount to offer the rest of the world. And you have the prospect, looking at the leadership that you've got here, of a very, very good future. Just a few facts about Sainsbury's, and I don't want to bore you about the facts about the company, but just to give you some of the implications of our corporate responsibility program, both here and back at home. Secondly, and very briefly, I'd like to touch on some of the global issues facing us all, and what we in business and those who are working in agriculture and farming can do to help us survive and eat and live well. I've got to do that all in 20 minutes. So, thirdly, I'd like you to tell me what you think big supermarkets could be doing for farmers and agronomists. And also I'd like you to tell me what you think we're doing wrong. Sainsbury's have 788 stores, of which 298 are small convenience stores. The majority of them are in the south of England and in the Midlands. We employ 153,000 people, of which 60% are women, and we call them all our colleagues. We have 40 supply depots. We have around 16 million customers a week, and we sell 26,000 food and drink products, of which 15,000 are our own brand. Now, the own brand ones are the ones I'm going to talk about later, because those are the ones that we're very keen on turning over to fair trade. Our stores provide jobs for people living locally, helping us to contribute to the local economy. In fact, 90% of our store staff live within 1 mile of the store in which they work. In our corporate responsibility and sustainability program, we've laid down 5 principles. Firstly, that we should be the best for food and health. We should have respect for the environment. We should source our things with integrity. We should make a positive difference to the community, and it should be a great place to work. I chair the board committee which oversees these 5 principles, and there are 5 executive members of the company who are in charge of each one of those principles separately. Now, there's a terrific public interest in consumer affairs in Britain today. Much of what we're doing on the organic trading side and on fair trade is being driven by our customers. They're interested in the sustainable use of natural materials, they're interested in trading fairly with developing communities, supporting British farmers, sourcing responsibly, and in caring for our shared environment. Now, sustainable development, it's one of those words. I remember somebody coming into the office in about 1993 and saying, I Googled something yesterday. And everybody said, what's Googling? And sustainability is a word that until very recently was hardly used, and yet we use it all the time now. So what is the definition that I would like to use? And it was the one that was written by the Brundtland Commission in 1987. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Now, communicating and building on the work that we do is important to us, and we seek feedback from lots of people. We have a splendid new young CEO at Sainsbury's called Justin King, and he and I hold 5 dinners a year. And to those dinners, we ask up to 20 people who are members of the community. They might be scouts and guides, they might be local farmers, they might be people from World Farming Compassion, they might be people interested in sustainability, policemen, members of any of the organizations who are lobbyists. And during those dinners, we have a complete free-fall conversation. They can say anything they like about the company. We will then write something for our website, which we approve from the people who've been to those dinners, and we put it on our website for anybody to comment. And as we have these dinners, and we've had 6 so far since I've been there, we're building up a whole range of friendships of people who can suggest to us how we might be running our business more responsibly. Justin King also has started something within the company called Tell Justin, where any single person who works for our company can put a note, anonymously or with their name on it, in a box. It will go to the CEO and it will be answered by him. And a lot of those suggestions have led to changes within the company already. Just let me tell you briefly, and I'm afraid it's rather a list, of some of the things that we're doing in the community. Firstly, our Farms Connection initiative. It means that 70% of our beef farmers, that's about 3,500 farmers, are now receiving from us computers. They're learning basic IT skills training, specific farm business management software to fit the farming calendar, and we're extending all this from beef farmers to lamb farmers this year.